Welcome to the Barker Podcast Collection.
Welcome to the Not Watching Podcast. My name's Rob Howard, and today I'm joined by
Marcus Hurley
and
Ian Bruce.
I'm going to say right at the top, I don't know if it's because I'm having a slight midlife crisis, but I fucking enjoyed the World Cup.
Good. What else have you been watching?
Now it's done. Yep.
And I enjoyed the World Cup so much that I'm now doing the fantasy football and actually paying attention to the Premier League.
We fucking lost him.
Oh, Rob.
Right.
I know, what's happened, eh? That's
Right.
fucked up.
Well, if you're having fun,
It's gone full England.
it's all good.
Never go full England.
Yeah, never go full football. But yeah, no, it just I find it quite enjoyable. I think due to various family things that I won't go into here, I've been hanging out with my stepdad quite a lot, and I've had a pretty shitty year with family losses in the family and just shit basically. Moving out was fun, yay, that was good. But yeah, I think the World Cup came at a very good time for me, and I was able to bond over it with my stepdad, and it was just fucking great. And I mean, not just personally, but this country has been, and the planet itself has been for a lot of shit lately. Don't you think?
I'm not disagreeing with you.
I don't.
Rob,
I don't.
are you about to wish for world peace?
No, I just thought it was nice for everyone to be happy.
No,
and
I agree completely.
on the
I
same
mean,
page for once.
I watched
I
a
really
number of
enjoyed
matches
this World
down the
Cup as
pub,
well.
and I fucking loved it, to be honest. And I can't stand it normally, but just the amount of abuse that came out of my mouth at people I'd never known on a TV screen in a public place was just fucking hilarious, and everybody else was just having a laugh with it. So
I don't think in the last 4 years I've shouted the phrase "close him down," "close the fucker down" more times. It's just like
anyway.
Sorry.
I won't go into it any further, but it's just a thing that I really enjoyed, and I've been watching on the telly, so I thought it counted.
Oh, if we're going there, I'm going to drop a clanger in at some point, but you guys go first.
Okay. I also just wanted to mention Comic-Con. There was a few things there that were quite cool that you can find if you just do a bit of Googling. Can't link to it all here, there's too much. There was a Breaking Bad 10-year panel that was quite a lot of fun while they were out there promoting the new Better Call Saul, which I haven't started yet. Don't know if anyone else has. There was also panels for Glass, which if you haven't seen the other film, what was that?
Something S.
The one before that. The one where it was multiple personality. Split!
Yeah.
Have we all seen Split now?
I've seen it.
Have you seen Split, Marcus?
I've seen Split.
Excellent.
Yeah, so
if you haven't, listener,
spoiler alert. There's a film called Glass coming out.
Stop watching now.
Yeah.
Stop listening.
Sorry, there are posters now. It's too late.
And the trailer gives it all away anyway, so...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Stupidly.
But anyway, that was one of my favourite moments of whatever year that came out. Just that, dropping that bomb at the end was just incredible.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's a new Halloween movie coming out. There was a panel for that that's quite good from some people that you wouldn't expect it to come from. David Gordon Green, the guys that did Pineapple Express. They're actually doing a proper horror film, and it looks proper scary. Man in the High Castle's new season of that coming out. Star Trek Discovery isn't back until January, but will feature Spock.
Indeed.
And Pike as well. Played by the dude from Hell on Wheels.
There's a beautiful photo of the guy who got Spock. He's a young guy. I've not seen the stuff he's in, but he was with one of his friends, and he got the call, and he's crouched against this wall, he's just in tears. It's what a beautiful, beautiful moment to be captured. That was just lovely. Yeah, that's great.
Excellent. And the only other things from Comic-Con, there's a new show called Homecoming by the guy that did Mr. Robot that looks quite interesting. It's got Julia Roberts in, lots of famous people. They had a little bit on Good Omens, which I know you're excited about, Marcus.
Yep,
that's the
definitely.
new what's his face?
Pratchett?
Neil Gaiman.
Okay.
That's it.
And Terry Pratchett, yep.
Yeah. There's a second season of that Lore coming out, which was on Amazon, which is the short, creepy, sort of based on a podcast about myths and legends that's kind of half dramatised, half documentary. It's pretty cool. They're doing more of that. And
Nice.
finally, but not least, is the fact that Rick is leaving The Walking Dead. Or not Rick, Andrew Lincoln rather.
Thank fuck.
Yeah, is leaving, and yeah, well, he's leaving with Rick. You know, Rick's going apparently.
So he'll be back as Ed, a teacher. Sorry,
It's all right.
just broke the podcast there.
Violet.
Stop it now! It's getting
Broke
silly.
the
Stop
podcast.
it! Stop it!
So yeah, that's what he gives quite a touching sort of goodbye,
Yeah.
sort of thank you
Yeah, that's
speech
pretty
thing
nice.
that I thought was quite good. Yeah, but God knows where that show's going, other than down the fucking shitter.
It's already down there, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, let's just get into what we've been watching.
Oh, there's one more Comic-Con thing. It was the
okay, go on.
Godzilla King of the Monsters trailer.
Okay,
that
I missed
Comic-Con?
that. I missed that one.
Comic-Con.
I think so.
It must have been.
Ooh, goosebumps.
There was like a teaser trailer for it that had me just sweating with excitement. Christ, that was good.
You thought you're not quite sure what's going on, but
Yeah.
you know it's just
Is this the one that's got Kong in it, or is there one coming after the one?
No, there's one after
Okay.
Godzilla versus Kong
Okay.
as well, which is odd.
Yeah.
But that starts to tie it all together.
Yeah.
In the I can't remember the name of the company, but it's the big company that's in both films.
Yeah, like Stone something or
Yeah,
something.
something or whatever. Yeah,
That was in the last Kong film. That
Skull
was
Island, yeah.
Skull Island. Yeah.
Which is a great film.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. So speaking of things we've watched, let's see what TV have we watched then in that isn't fucking football. I'm going to have to just shout out Goliath season 2. Did you see that?
I'm
you
about
seen
halfway
that?
through it, or two or three episodes through it. Please don't spoil it.
I won't spoil it, but you've got some of what I would consider to be the best TV of the year to come. The penultimate episode in particular is outstanding.
Okay. Excellent.
But yeah, it's definitely a bit nuts. You know, like there's a slightly crazy edge to that show. You know, like there's like an eccentricity to it that's a little bit like Tarantino-ish. You know, that sort of.
It happily steps over the line infrequently, I find.
Yeah, even
in a way that is a little bit unpleasant, but you can't stop watching.
Yeah, I like it. It gives it a little bit of a comic-y kind
It
of
gives me a massive
surreal
comment.
edge.
It's a
But no, it's pretty cool. The guy in the tracksuit, he's an interesting character.
Okay.
Fucking hell.
Please, no spoilers, mate. Please.
No, I won't. Marcus, what have you got? Anything?
Well, only just I've caught up with the last series of Narcos, series 3.
Oh yeah.
And I think you mentioned there might be a series 4 now, which would follow on from it because of the way that it leaves off. It hints towards him working in Mexico, so I imagine it will be going after the Mexican cartels.
Yeah, I think that was announced. Like, I think they said they were doing that like way before they even Spree came out. They said that was the plan. So,
cool.
Yeah, it's not a spoiler.
Yeah, no. But I got to say, I did appreciate the fact that I took a bit of a break after series 2 before watching this because it didn't feel right watching the next one after, well, you know, the end of the Escobar saga.
I had to take a break because there was no more Narcos to watch.
Nice.
Yeah,
true.
No, it's fine if you're late. If you're catching up, it's fair enough.
Yeah, no, I mean, to be honest, just been watching that. We watched the Sense8 finale. I think me and you mentioned that in the previous podcast. I agree. It does what it does. Quite fun. Rounds it off. Could do more if they get the series anywhere else. But yeah,
they ever get out of each other's arseholes.
Yeah.
Probably not going to watch that then, right?
There's a lot of there's an extra.
It's like an entire
30 minutes.
series in an episode. So you imagine there's lots of dancing, lots of sex, and implements that go splat.
Yeah, but there's no doubt that it's the Wachowskis when you're watching it. I mean, it's fucking long. It's like 2.5 hours. But I thought, fuck it, I was going to rent a movie. I'd watch that instead.
It looks amazing though.
But it's some of the action in it is awesome. And it makes it worth the journey, really. So they're good characters, good bunch of characters in that. I was glad they were able to wrap it up properly.
Yeah. Lesser mention, saw Luke Cage season 2.
Oh, go on then.
That I watched it. It's done.
That's the thing that was on that you watched.
Yeah, I watched it.
I know. I haven't started it yet. I just can't bring myself to. I put myself through the fucking Vietnam War rather than watch that for fucking 15 hours. I've nearly finished it. My God, I feel like I've been there.
Yeah, it's not a war to take lightly, is it?
No,
not really. It's just it's a tremendous clusterfuck of gigantic proportions in which thousands of people died for no reason.
Some of them women and children.
Awful.
Yeah, there was some.
Yeah,
there
indiscriminately by Americans who were ordered to do that.
Yes.
So,
yeah, but war is hell.
yeah.
It's not a theme park. Yeah.
Absolutely. Sorry, that was a weird segue.
That's all right.
But
yeah, that's true.
I saw he's got another one that's on Netflix, all about the American Civil War, which I might watch the next time I feel like diving into a bit of a history lesson.
I'm fairly sure he did the OJ. He did an OJ Simpson one as well, or the BBC had. The BBC had like a 12-hour OJ Simpson one. It wasn't the one with David Schwimmer in. It was.
No,
it was a full documentary, and like the last 2 episodes were the OJ trial, and the rest of it was how America got to the place where the OJ trial was what it was.
Yeah,
and that is probably the best documentary I've watched, because I remember the OJ trial very clearly, but I only knew it from OJ. He was in the Police Academy films. Knowing everything that came before it is extremely educational. Yeah. Really, breathtaking. Absolutely breathtaking.
Well, this guy, Ken Burns, it's like he follows every lead. In the Vietnam one, it's told from both sides. Well, all 3 sides, really, because it's America and South and North Vietnam. And it's really frank accounts of what was happening. And all the stuff at the start with the monks setting themselves on fire and stuff. That's just fucking mad. I mean, I knew that happened because I have the first Rage Against the Machine album. Yeah,
that's still going on, Monks still set themselves on fire,
really?
Different reasons people still do that.
Protest,
Oh, that's their protest, right, okay, yeah. Yeah, I do not like that building being built there. I'm going to set myself on fire.
Not entirely sure that's what they do. I don't know if that's... Yeah, but yeah. It's all gone a bit dark today.
Last night's EastEnders was fucking abysmal.
But
holy fuck! Right,
2 things.
Yeah,
OJ was in Naked Gun, and secondly, let's go to a happier place.
Was he not in the Police Academy as well?
No, it's OJ. He was Naked Gun. He was in.
Oh shit! Oh, but he was in Capricorn 1 though, wasn't he? That's where I knew it.
I think so. I think so.
I let that one go, but then
great movie that is.
I've drunk all that, so that's probably right.
Well, anyway, let's go to a happier place. Somewhere with a nice warm glow.
Have you got a happier place?
Glows. That's a good place to glow.
Season 2. Glow.
Okay, yeah. Nice.
Suffers from the exact opposite problem of Luke Cage in that it's over far too quickly.
Do you know what the funny story about that? We started watching Luke Cage. We got 2 episodes in, watched the first episode of Glow, finished all of Glow,
season,
and then went back. And then went, I suppose we better finish Luke Cage then.
Oh, Jesus.
Watch him headbutt things for fucking 13 hours.
Yeah. It was so nice to go back to that world again and just sort of drop back in, because we weren't quite sure if we remembered what was going on. Yeah. But then you kind of do, and you don't really need a recap, and it ends so well as well. It's just the characters are so well realised, and things happen that you kind of give you hints of the time, so you realise, oh, this is going on, social commentaries and everything else, without it beating you around the head with it.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was such a well thought out. The producer, he's still an arsehole, but you start to care about him, and some of the
Mark
characters.
Maron is a fucking legend. I listened to his podcast. He's awesome. And he's just been cast in the Joker movie that they're bringing out, the serious Joker film that's coming out. But yeah, sorry, that's a bit of a digression.
Yeah. But yeah, no, to say, I recommend, I mean, regardless of however you feel about wrestling and women's wrestling and whatever preconceptions you might have about this series, it is really good. And and now that you've got 2 seasons of it, just enjoy both.
Yeah, it's a right treat. That is.
It's only like 10 episodes. 10 episodes per series or something like that, 10 or 13.
And they're only half an hour.
Yeah.
I think apart from maybe the finale.
Yeah.
And they do all the wrestling themselves as well. And I think 1 or 2 of them are actual wrestlers. So,
so
lots
good.
of girls throwing themselves around.
Well, you'll have the opportunity, you could be able to watch the second season of Iron Fist for us soon in September.
You've watched it?
No, it's coming out in September. Yeah.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I see.
No.
Doesn't
he turned up in the second series of Luke Cage.
No, okay.
to make
and
it better.
he seemed like less of a dick. So I'm hopeful that they fixed him. He actually seemed pretty calm and decent and not a complete fucking... what is the word?
Idiot, I think the word is.
What is the word? Fucktard. That's it.
Idiot's head. One comic book property that I think is going from strength to strength, though, is Preacher, which I am very much enjoying the 3rd season of.
Yeah.
It's basically got to a point now where it seems to be, even though they're doing things in a slightly different order to the comics, it's like, I don't know, there's just enough of it there now that it feels like Preacher, like what I have in my brain, like my memory of it as a whole, most of it's there now. So I don't mind that they're taking the odd digression. Yeah, Hitler's in it and sort of different things. So, but, they're taking a bit of license, but I'm just enjoying the ride now. I don't care whether they're following it that accurately, because all the main players are in there now. So, we've only got, I think we've got 2 more episodes this season, or maybe only 1. I can't remember. But yeah, I love it. They're doing loads. All the characters have got good arcs. Before, it's been a little bit unsure of itself.
Yeah.
People have been like, I didn't really think they did much with Cassidy in season 2 that was that interesting. But now they've introduced the Enfants de Sang, who are like this group of vampires who are really embracing the whole vampire thing. Cassidy's a fucking drunk Irishman who'd rather be necking a pint down the pub than sinking his fangs into someone. But these guys are like proper, like turning into bats, proper goth people, like all this weird cult in New Orleans, and
in the basement,
in a basement, yeah. And so Cassidy's been hanging out with them and like learning like the proper goth vampire way. But I completely forgot them from the comics, so it's weird how it's kind of introducing things.
Yeah, I've got to say, in this last episode, he does get a really cool coat. I did see Cassidy, he's got his really cool floor length number, and I went, that's a really nice coat.
Oh, yeah. But, there's some elements that they haven't mentioned yet. I mean, in the very first run of the comic, he is talked to by, like, his sort of imaginary friend or something is like John Wayne, and, like, it's, like that bit in True Romance where Elvis is talking to Elvis in the bathroom. There's like a scene like that in Preacher where he's talking to John Wayne, and they'd not done it yet. And I was a bit sort of miffed, like maybe they'll bring it up later. And they do in this series. They do it in like a dream sequence. So I was like so pleased about that. That was just a thing that was missing. And so just a lot of what I remember about the comic is in there now. And I think it's really good. I mean, it's being done by a lot of the talent that made Breaking Bad. So it's sort of almost related in a way. But yeah, I really hope that they can make the show for long enough for it to wrap up nicely. If they could just do 2 more seasons, that'd be fine, or maybe even 1 more, just so that they could. I don't know, But it feels like such a good version of that material. It'd be a real shame if they can't really go the distance. Because I think in terms of what is in the comics, they're probably not even a third of the way into it yet. So there's a lot more to mine from it, and they're also bringing in a lot of their own ideas as well. So I think it could go for some time, but apparently viewers have been down this season for some reason. Maybe 2 didn't do the business. I'll stick with it because I love the fact that it's a show that exists based on this thing that I love, and I was watching it for that. But I really think like this season, it's up there. You know, it has picked up a lot. It's a good show in its own right, I find. So yeah, I'm really happy about the way it's turned out, and I just hope that they can keep it going for long enough. You know, they fucking. I'd be really pissed off if they cancel that and then carry on doing The Walking Dead for another 10 years, because Preacher's got so many cooler ideas, in my opinion.
Full rage.
Anyway, why? Rah. Sorry, I'll stop talking now.
No, Dalton's a podcast. That's the point.
Yeah. Let's sit in silence for 3 minutes, shall we? No.
Right. Anything else? Anyone else? Got anything else?
I'll be extremely quick. I've been rewatching things. I'm kind of overwhelmed with choice at the moment because I haven't really engaged with stuff for a while. And while there's 1,000 things I could watch, I've rewatched the first season of The Newsroom.
Again,
which I think this is the 8th or 9th time I've done that. I've actually bought it on Amazon, so I can just watch it anywhere now. It's exceptional television. I've talked about it before. Go and buy it. It will make you feel things really nice.
Do you have like a link on your phone when you're feeling a bit down where you can just
what I really want to do is
press it and the newsroom comes
have a 42-minute shit where I could watch a whole episode. Then I could do it at work and get paid for it. Yay!
Yay!
I think they're 58 minutes. That's never going to happen. I'm never going to get away with that. The other thing, and again, judge me, I've watched all 236 episodes of Friends from beginning to end.
Awesome!
Wow. Was this with the wife?
No.
Oh right, you just did it yourself. Because I know I've had a lot of mates tell me that they're watching Friends because of the wife.
I think.
Yeah. No.
If I'm honest, I think
I would watch it all from the start. Actually,
the writing. I love the writing in it.
Oh, you reckon they're saying that? But it's not because of the wife.
Possibly. I'm quite happy to admit that I've watched it on my own.
I didn't watch it
hilarious.
when the first time around because of anything.
How does it date now, though? Because I feel like just going back to that must be like a bit of a time warp.
Yeah, it's very white. It's really very white.
Right, yeah, because that just would not roll these days.
I mean, it's of its time, and it remains hilarious. It really does. I have noticed that a lot of the jokes that I come out with now, I think, cool, that's quite funny. Where did I get that from? I got them all from Friends. All of the things that I'm regurgitating as, but you don't know that, I've got it from Friends. Everything I've got is from Friends.
I found that because I basically finished watching all of the Monty Python that's on Netflix, and so much of that is just in the lexicon, isn't it? It's just in your the English language. It's just the dialect.
I think that they're mine, but I think, where did I get that from? And
tons
and tons of things are just from Friends. Just the snaps and the quips and the put downs and stuff. There are certainly better seasons that are better than others. Maybe the second or third where they start. There's a lot of things that they kind of rehash, and the last season is probably one to watch with your other half, as it's a bit. It's the final season. We're going to be a bit. Also, it's interesting to watch it all in one go, because I did basically watch it all in one go. I mean, they're only like 23 minutes. I'd watch it when I was cooking, when I was having a shit, when I'd play games on one screen and watch them on the other one. But they had quite a few, perhaps 1 or 2 per season, which are basically clips episodes. Oh, do you remember that time? Remember that time when Joey was really funny? And there's it's 18 minutes of previous episodes of Joey being funny, and 3 minutes of them going, "God, yeah, we love Joey."
God, I bet they all got 10 grand for that as well, or something.
Absolutely. But I didn't really notice that before. But I really enjoyed it, and it's with a lack of cheers on a streaming service, I could happily watch them all again. They're really great filler. Also, just a very quick funny story. We've got a little Google Echo, or whatever it is, the tiny little talk and get your music thing.
Cool.
And that's in the kitchen, and I had the iPad set up, and I was cooking dinner, and I was watching Friends on the iPad, and Monica said something like, "Okay, good, blah, 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 blah," and the Google Echo said, "I'm sorry, I can't play blah, 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 this thing." Because it just thought that she'd said, "Okay, Google, do your stuff." Yeah. Bizarre. I look forward to TV shows doing that just to piss things off.
Don't get me started on that.
It's hilarious.
I don't know what we were watching. We were watching some really... I don't remember the name of it. We were watching some horror film on Netflix. And our Amazon Alexa Dot decided, just as a jump scare came on, to go, "So what games are we going to play now?" And we shat ourselves.
Nice.
Oh, she's piping up now. She said, "I'm not sure about that."
It's crazy.
I haven't got one of those. Really,
That's creepy.
Living on my own, I could do with someone to talk to.
Jesus Christ.
What's that film?
Dear. But going back to Friends.
Sorry, Ewan McGregor's just done one as well. What? About a robot lover type stuff.
Oh, I don't know.
Sorry, Marcus, go back to Friends.
Let's go back to Friends. There's an episode I remember where they're all trying to get ready for Ross's awards, and it's all shot in one room. I think the girls' apartment.
Yes.
And so they all come and go from it and stuff. And it's when Joey, it's like they
Rachel. And
and it's all in the living room of the apartment, the big purple one. And so it's like Chandler's sitting in the chair, and then he picks up and he takes the cushions, and Chandler's like, "You're taking the cushions?" It's like, "Yeah, you can have the chair. You didn't say anything about the cushions." And Chandler's like, "Well, the cushions are the essence of the chair." It's just there's so many cool bits. And then he goes, "You steal my clothes, I'm gonna do the exact opposite." And Chandler's like, "What, you're gonna show me my clothes?" And Joey comes off and he's wearing all of his clothes. He goes, "Oh, I'm wearing all these clothes. I sure hope I don't do any lunges." He starts lunging.
Legendary.
And Chandler's like, "Ugh."
Yeah,
I might go back. Back and give him a look.
And also Pivot. I don't.
Oh,
my brother and I use Pivot all the time. Whenever we're carrying anything, we will just start shouting, "Pivot! Pivot!" One of that just gets mileage all the time. The other thing,
and then my sandwich.
Yeah,
my sandwich.
Now I want to watch them all again. I think that's going to be one of those timeless things. As we've done a bit of dark stuff over the last few weeks, or we'll do in the next few weeks, depending on the order. Doing them so quickly, it was interesting to see. They were the only TV show, or one of the only TV shows at the time, that didn't acknowledge 9/11. NYPD Blue did, West Wing did, others did, but they just didn't at all. But there's a difference in the skyline in the transitional shots, and that was just a bit poignant, I think. The bits in between main scenes where they cut to the skyline. There's definitely a bit where they're both there, and then there's a bit where they're not. And that was kind of... And bizarrely, somebody asked that question on Reddit, on our television. Which TV shows have... how do TV shows handle 9/11 and stuff? And Friends came up as one of the things. Just as I got to the episode where there were no towers in the skyline. Really weird, coincidental timing.
Well, it's like the first Spider-Man film. They digitally edited them out, didn't they?
They also had a trailer where he caught bank robbers and put them up in a web between them the two towers. I've still got that somewhere, actually. It's available on the internet as well. But
yeah, that's really interesting. Like how different shows handled that, especially ones like Friends that were on the air all the time. The
only thing they did, I think somebody said they put on they had like Joey and Chandler in their apartment had a chalkboard on the back of the door that kind of had Easter eggs and little bits and things, and I think they had. I'm going to get this wrong, and apologies to anybody from New York who they had. I think it was FDNY on the back.
Yeah, one of them had the jumper, didn't they? Yeah.
So there was kind of very subtle supportive things, but they didn't do an out and out. They didn't do a West Wing. Okay. I don't know what NYPD Blue did. I've got like 64 episodes of that to get through before I get there. It's good. It's of its time, but it's still remarkably funny.
Cool. There's a couple more things I've been watching. I just wanted to mention quickly. Orange is the New Black, season 6. I really enjoyed. Started off very weird inside Suzanne's mind. It all was a bit cabaret and odd. But, I took an instant disliking to it. I was like, God. And especially after the 5th season, which I found a bit of a slog, to be quite honest with you, because it was all basically a prison siege taking place over 2 days. So there was just a lot of fucking prancing about and very little character development or plot movement within that space of time. But it did set up a lot of things for this latest season that I've just finished. And I think it's one of the strongest ones to date.
Okay.
And really, really cool. Like lots of cool plot threads. Basically, after the riot, they all get moved to C and D block, which is sort of higher security. There's a few different things. There's the main kind of driving thread of it is these two sisters who are at war, and they're plotting to kill each other, and all of our main characters are getting sucked into the fucking vortex of it. There's also all the prison guards are playing Fantasy Inmate, where they basically draft prisoners and basically they're just waiting for it to all kick off to find out how many points they can score. Yeah, it's quite dark. But yeah, it's good, and they definitely acknowledge some of the things going on in America to do with immigration throughout. They touch on that in quite a fucking horrific way towards the end. It's quite fucking grim. But yeah, still worth watching if you can suffer through season 5, in my opinion. Okay. You watched it as well, didn't you, Marcus?
Sorry, what was that?
You watched Orange is the New Black, didn't you?
Yep, I did. Sorry. Got caught up in a little. Yeah, I did a little bit. Something went funny on my computer and it caught my attention. Anyway, I did. I thought this season was much better than the last one.
Correct.
As you said, I quite like the way that they split everyone up, and I quite like the fact that the ending wasn't what I thought was going to happen.
No, it was quite surprising.
I thought that when she was going towards the caged area of them playing kickball, I thought, oh God, is the thing going to happen? The thing they've been kind of hinting at for the first few episodes.
Oh no, I didn't.
Well, I thought there would. I thought since the whole episode had gone, I thought, oh God, is that going to happen at the end? I thought, Baddison was going to do something really shitty, and
I liked her. She was good.
She was alright. She was an annoying arsehole.
Episode 3 or season 3, excellent.
Yeah. No, that's all right.
I'm not trying to do it. So don't.
Then talk about everybody in the present.
No spoilers. No, as I said, that's why I've been quite vague.
She is a good character though. Yeah. She's from Baston, and I thought it was really good. So I'm just saying, catch up, Ian. It's worth watching. It's a good show. They should keep making it.
Watch it, Ian, before Rob before he
gestates.
I
haven't even been drinking.
That's right.
I haven't even been drinking.
The final thing I want to drop, like an atom bomb, is Who is America? The new Sacha Baron Cohen show. Which is have you guys watched any of this?
No. And I don't think I'm going to be honest. I mean, it's getting great press, and best of luck to him. But I think there's a thing. It's all valid, and it's all good that he's doing it. But I think he's going to bring people down, and not necessarily the right people.
Yeah. I mean, he is fucking some of these guys that he is making an absolute mockery of. Like he manages to get some guy saying that it's okay to like arm children with weapons.
I saw clips of
in
that
schools.
on the internet. That's just fucking bizarre. And obviously that man is insane and he deserves to be ridiculed. But I think I'm at an age where I think sometimes ridicule is not necessarily the best way to get stuff done.
He's making fun and pointing a finger and going, look how fucked up you are.
Yeah.
And not actually providing any solutions. You know, he's just, I mean, that's not his place. Maybe his place is to just highlight that sort of thing.
There is already a person in America ridiculing people who really shouldn't be ridiculing people. And I think that's why it's not really funny for me. Or as funny for me as it used to be when he did Borat and stuff, which was basically racism, and I'm not proud of that. But that was kind of funny. That was that felt like you were more along for the joke than this feels slightly more vicious. And I think it's good that he's doing it. I just I can't go near that stuff at the moment.
There is one particular sketch where one of the characters he's playing is an ex-con. And he goes to this woman who's like an art dealer or something. And he's basically explaining to her that he's making paintings with his own shit and semen.
All
right. And he basically, in the interview, says, "Oh, you know, you're like, I quite like you. You're like really inspiring. I think I'm getting the feeling like I'm inspired. Do you mind if I just go and..." Goes round, makes a picture of her, whatever, brings it round. I don't know if he's probably not using semen and shit. But anyway, he's got a paintbrush as well. And he's like, yeah, see, this is all, I collected these. These are all like pubes. And would you mind if like you like allowed some of your own to be added to this? And she fucking snips off some fucking pubes in the fucking, on the TV and gives them to him.
Yeah.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah, that's just, I'd rather watch Friends, to be honest.
Yeah, it's that's probably a bit more wholesome.
It's not about wholesome. It's just about. Yeah, no, it is wholesome.
Yeah, it's pretty challenging.
I want to be distracted from the shit with my comedy, not reminded that it's still there.
Yeah, it's just, I just find it quite funny when he walks into like a place full of like proper Texas rednecks and proposes and asks them what type of mosque they should build. He's just like poking. Yeah. He's poking at the fucking anthill, isn't he? It's just like, yeah, it's hilarious.
That's kind of his job and his role he's chosen to do.
It's his thing. It's his thing. He's been doing it since Ali G days.
He's exceptional at it, definitely. But I'm going to pass, I think.
Yeah, no worries. Anyone got anything else, or shall we wrap this bad boy up?
Sunday brunch was good this week.
Sunday brunch.
Probably hungover as fuck at that time of day, aren't you?
Not necessarily. No, I was watching West Ham.
Nice.
I was down the pub watching West Ham.
I think
with the boys.
I think you mean the Hammers, surely.
The Hammers.
The Hammers,
yes, as they are getting hammered 4-0 by Liverpool.
Nice.
Yeah.
God, you really have gone full football.
Yeah, I know.
He's gone full tragic. Ball. We've lost him.
Well, you know, it's
That's
not.
All right. He'll be back in greater numbers.
But the thing is, I was looking, and not all of the matches that I care about are on the telly. So it's not every
You know what
week.
that means? You have to get Sky now. So
they're not even on Sky. They're not all on telly. So
okay.
There's just too many matches.
You're supporting the wrong team, then, aren't you? If they're not covering it on the telly.
I support West Ham and controversially Spurs as well, because that's what my dad and my stepdad support. So I'm torn. But West Ham, really, I suppose.
I went to the West Ham ground.
Upton Park.
No,
or the new one.
The Queen. What's it called? The Queen Elizabeth Stadium.
I mean, it's
or whatever.
the nearest Premier League ground to where we live.
Listener, if you're still here, it'll be normal next time.
I went to go watch the Foo Fighters, so it wasn't anything to do with football. So,
oh right, yeah.
But it was very pretty.
Guns N' Roses played there as well recently. I think. Yeah.
Anyway,
nice.
On this, not listening not musical, not playing, not caring, not footballing, not life in podcast.
Yeah,
right.
Let's call it.
Calling it.
Thanks for listening to the Not Watching Podcast, part of the Not Listening Podcast Network, where you can also find the Not Playing Podcast, where we talk about video games, and the Not Listening Podcast, where you can hear Adam and Co talk about all kinds of nonsensical nonsense. You can email us at notwatchingpodcast@gmail.com, or you can tweet at or follow us on Twitter at notwatchingpod. You can find the show notes for all our shows at notlistening.co.uk, and if you like what you've heard here, please do leave us a review. Anyway, that's all for now. Until next time, bye!